Jamie and I met in Los Angeles when we were both in the travel industry and fell in love. She's funny. She doesn't take many things too seriously. She enjoys having fun. That's Jamie.
I was diagnosed with a midgut net in 2010 when I was 32, so 13 years ago.
When this diagnosis happened, it hit us like a ton of bricks. You know, if for no other reason than she was quite young, and being diagnosed at 32 is...
a 6-month-old baby.
Yeah, with your life in front of you, with, you know, 2 young kids going, well, I want to be there for when they grow up and when they get married and graduate. You know, that hits you in the first couple of hours, I think, when you get diagnosed.
My symptoms were, like a lot of people, there was diarrhoea, just a general feeling of unwell. You know, doctors had said I had irritable bowel, fatigue, and in amongst that I was pregnant. So there were, you know, it could have been pregnancy, I didn't know. It wasn't that I necessarily felt sick the whole time. I could feel sick for a couple of weeks and then I'd be fine for a few months. My childhood GP just continued to ask me to do different tests and wouldn't give up until something was found.
I think that was the difference. It was the veracity of that doctor to really want to get to the bottom of it.
Finally he said, okay, I'm going to send you in for a colonoscopy. Don't worry, it's not cancer or anything like that. I can remember those words. I came out of the colonoscopy and as I opened my eyes, they said, I'm sorry, it's cancer.
Jamie, she had the opportunity to have surgery to resect the majority of the bulk of the cancer out of her body. 20 days later of that diagnosis, she was in the operating table having about 30 centimeters of her intestine removed, as well as a couple of parts of the liver as well. So it ended up being quite a major surgery, but a really good chance to debulk the disease.
I think that definitely helped with my stability over the last 13 years.
In a way, it was a bit lucky. The kids were so young. We didn't have to bring them on the journey to start with. They've seen their mother be quite normal over a lot of years. We've been very fortunate.
I honestly had 10 years of really not thinking too much about it, not having to change the way I was living. It's only been in the last 12 months that we've had some changes. I just woke up one day with a really sore arm. Ended up being one of the tumours in the top of my humerus bone had just gotten to the point where it was outside of the bone.
It was in the bone, but it grew out of the bone, so it was
hitting the
cracking
muscle.
the surface, essentially.
It was like going back to day one. I first discovered Neuroendocrine Cancer Australia in my first few months of being diagnosed in 2010.
To have a group like NECA was great for Jamie as a patient, but also for me as a carer. There were other carers there. You can instantly form a bond off of that shared experience.
It's a small community. You get to know people and they get to know you.
You realize what a luxury it is to sweat over completely meaningless things in your life. All that changes when you get something like this, and it clarifies what's really important. Make the most of the time that you have. It's actually, you get more out of every day if you live life that way.